Hey guys, so sorry it's been a while, but we're back to do a update video. Been trying to get out here for about a week now, but it's been so crazy windy we haven't had the opportunity to shoot a video. So just doing a food forest update. It's April 2021, and we'll start here with our peach tree. This peach tree is looking really good this year. It's growing vertically a lot. If you can see, I kind of thinned it out in the middle a lot this year, and I've thinned off the fruit, but we probably still have about 50 or 60 fruit on this. So this one is probably about 3 years now, 3 years old, and I mean it's super happy. This is one of the happier trees in the yard. The kids love getting the peaches off of them. This is a Florida Prince. Highly recommend this one. I think this is the best one that is the best variety to grow in Arizona. Personally, I've grown quite a few different types, and this one I think has the best flavor and does the best here in Arizona. So we're gonna go over here. This is where I had a nectarine tree last year on the video. If you go back to it, it was actually, I had planted it from Moon Valley Nursery. It got some kind of disease and died on me. So we've replanted this as a bare root, and this tree has not come back yet. The roots have been coming out from the rootstock has been trying to flush out, and I've continued to take those off. So if you see growth below the graft, you want to rip those off so that it doesn't compete for the other part of the tree. So I'm hoping that this will start getting some growth out of this. It is still green. It's mid-April. I've been told to be patient, so we're being patient and waiting to see how it goes. And then over here is the apricot tree. I realized that I had planted this a little low last year, so I ended up digging this up and kind of pulling it up a little bit because it was buried a little bit too low. So we'll see how this does. We got some good growth off of it last year, but it's never really gotten as big as I'd like it to get. So now that it's up higher in the dirt and we don't have the rootstock covered so much, the root ball, I'm hoping that it'll really help this year. It's looking good so far, but because of me pulling it out of the ground and kind of lifting it up, it didn't really produce much this year. I think there's only one apricot on it right now, so we will see. We'll give an update on that. And this is our mulberry tree. This is the one we got from Seamus O'Leary's place down in South Phoenix, and this tree's done really well for us. I mean, if you see videos on other people that have these, they just do really well here, and they don't really need a lot of care. So I've just been deep watering this with the hose once a week since we got it, and it's really producing a lot of mulberries. I have my son William here today to try a mulberry. We're gonna see how it goes. Let's see. So one of the tricks I've seen is that if you push on the mulberry, it should fall off pretty easily. If it doesn't, then it's not ready. You can give it a try again. So I just pushed on that a little bit and it fell off. So we're gonna have them try these. These things get a lot bigger. We've gotten some really large ones this year, and they've been super sweet. This is definitely my wife's favorite, and the kids love to eat these.
Good? Yes.
Very good. Was it super sweet? Yeah. Yeah, they are really, really good. I love them. They're like, I've always been a big fan of blueberries, so to me, they're kind of similar to like a good mix of like a raspberry, blueberry, blackberry type. And it's cool because you get them every day in April. You can come out here and have a whole bunch of mulberries. And this tree isn't even that big, so in a couple years, I would imagine we're just gonna have a ton of mulberries. Start freezing them and using them in smoothies and things like that. So I definitely recommend this tree. This is one of the easiest trees to grow, fruit trees to grow in Arizona. And this, I don't know if I said it, but this is a Pakistan mulberry. They have a Pakistan red and a Pakistan white. So this is the red. These are the ones that get reddish to like a blackish color. So I think we like them because they're, because of the color. I think you're getting a little more of the health benefits out of it. So we choose to eat these, and they're super awesome. We have a second one over here we'll show you in a second. So over here is Valencia orange tree. This one really struggled. I had it in the ground for years and it just didn't really do much, but that was back when I was kind of stubborn and I was just hose watering it once a week. And so I've added some water lines to most of these trees now, and they're getting watered twice a week through the whole year. And then when it gets real hot, I'll give them, you know, 3 times a week when we're up above about 110, 115. So it has a lot of oranges on it this year. We got about 6 last year. They weren't super great. They were okay, but that was the most oranges that we had gotten. Like I said, it's always kind of struggled, but this is definitely the best it's looked. Even from last year's video, this has looked better. So a lot of flowers on it this year, and so I'm hoping for a little more production. So this is our brown turkey fig. I got this from Moon Valley Nursery last year. It kind of, you know, a lot of times when you get the bigger trees and you plant them the first year, they kind of just get established. They don't really grow too much, but so this one kind of got established last year, and it's really like coming into its own now. It's growing up pretty good. I didn't have to really prune it back the first year because, like I said, we didn't get a ton of growth off of it. So there is one fig that's just started, but they usually do actually produce figs in August and September. That's when you really get the good ones ripening up. So we'll see how this does. Brown turkeys are supposed to do really good in the heat, so happy about that. And out of all the trees we have, this has probably been the tree that's made the most improvement with a little extra water and the wood chips. This one always kind of struggled. We had the pomegranates falling off and cracking, but now that I've added water to it, we have these blossoms everywhere. The blossoms for the pomegranates. They're super cool looking flowers, and they make a lot of fruit. We actually I think we got about 30, I would say, 30 pomegranates, 35 pomegranates off of this last year. I kind of trimmed it up as a tree here, so because they do, when they get the weight of the fruit, they really start to sag. The branches really start to sag down to the ground, and you don't want the fruit sitting on the ground where it can rot. So, but this one's looking really good. I mean, it's, you know, 8 feet tall now. It's a lot bigger. So when I brought in the wood chips and put all the water lines in about 1.5 years ago, this thing was definitely shorter than me. It was probably about 5 foot. So it's doing really well, and this is probably my daughter's favorite plant. She loves the pomegranates. We get them around November and December. So this is actually a wonderful pomegranate that was grown from a seed. So, well, it was grown from a root actually. It was putting out a sucker. My dad cut off the sucker, put it in a pot, and it ended up growing. And like 5 years later, this is how it looks. So that's a pretty cool story. So, and over here is the other mulberry that I was telling you about. We like the tree so much, we decided to plant another one, and we were looking for some shade too on this side. So it gets beat down pretty hard over here by the concrete, and so we planted this. I planted this. It was a stick last year. It got established, and it quickly just started growing straight up. So I mean, this thing's as tall as me now. Like I said, these things do not need much care at all, and they do great. I mean, look at the size of the leaves of these things. It's kind of a cool tropical looking plant. And so we've got some really exciting news over here. We did a video on this. I planted this bare root jujube tree. This is a Sherwood jujube tree. I planted this bare root in September, and right after I planted it, we ended up being in the hundreds for another 2 to 3 weeks. I thought that this tree had no chance of survival. It was super, super hot outside, and you're really not supposed to plant these things like that. Bare root trees are supposed to be planted in the winter, but I couldn't get these from nurseries. They were selling out, so I had to get it early. So as you can see, I was worried about it for a while, but it started putting out growth a couple weeks ago. Actually, about 3 weeks ago. It's been growing kind of slow, and there's something getting to the leaves, eating on the leaves a little bit, but we know that this thing made it through the summer, and it's putting out growth everywhere, and so I'm super excited about that. The Sherwood jujube is the thornless variety. So this is the variety you want if you're gonna have kids running around by it, or animals, because a lot of the jujube trees, like the Lee and the Lang, which I'll show you a Lee when we get over to the other side of the yard. They have pretty large thorns on them, so you have to be careful. But I'm really excited. I've never grown one of these before. It's said if you give them water, they're supposed to be really easy. Just make sure they're on regular water. That it's supposed to be very easy to grow them here in Arizona. They love the heat, so we will see. But we did do a video on planting this. If you want to go back and check that out, and just subscribe to our channel and check out that video. But super excited that this thing's growing. From videos I've seen, this can get very big very fast, so I can't wait to watch it grow during the summer. So we're gonna go over to the other side of the yard so I can show you the rest of the trees now. Okay, we're on the west part of our orchard over here. Kona is not part of the orchard, but she seems to always be in the videos, so hello Kona, I'm glad that you made it. So we have these, this is the apple tree that we have. We did a video last year on this. We got super big apples. We got 2 huge bowls of apples off of this little tree. This is a Anna apple. So I just kind of wanted to show you all the apples that we have on this. This thing is like, so it's good to thin these out to about 3 apples per bunch. They usually have 5 or 6 when they come out. So if you thin them down to about 3 apples a piece, you can get nice size apples, and they don't like compete each other out. So there's no competition for the size, so they can all grow pretty big. So I always try to thin them out. But this tree's doing really good. This is another tree that I, in my earlier days, years ago, I used to just hand water this with the hose once a week. And you know, we came in. I did a video in September on redoing this part of the orchard with all the wood chips, and I added water lines out here this year. So I think this tree's going to do a lot better. This tree has always done pretty good, though. We've always gotten good apples off of it. What my plan is next year is that I'm going to see if I can get some cuttings and attach them here on this side for like a tropic sweet or something, because they're supposed to do better with another apple tree with them. So if I can get some tropic sweet, I think I'm going to see if I can graft those on over here somewhere and attach some cuttings and see if we can get multiple apples off of the same tree. So that's the plan this year. But yeah, this tree's definitely a survivor. If you're looking to grow apples in Arizona, Anna apple is a great one to grow. Dorset Golden I've also grown. Those are also very easy to grow. There is Rayleigh apples, and so they're very used to growing in the heat. So, and over here is our grapefruit, our Oro Blanco grapefruit. This is the grapefruit tree that we did a video on production just a few months ago. We got in like February. We got quite a few off of this tree this year. If you like grapefruit, you'll probably love this because it's a sweeter version of a grapefruit. The family really likes it. They get really big, and so this tree's always kind of been like a bush. It was supposed to be a semi-dwarf. It kind of seems like it might be a dwarf, but we are getting a lot of new growth out the top. And we'll see what the wood chips and regular water do. I added all the lines over on this side in September, like I said, so we'll see. And if you can pan in, I'll show you kind of what they look like when you first get fruit. This is the baby Oro Blanco fruit that are just getting started. So super excited about that. We've done pretty well with this tree. This tree's been very productive for us. So for a little tree, it's given us a lot of fruit. And over here is the another new addition to our yard. This is a Lee Jujube. This is the one I was talking about. These are very thorny. They have a lot of thorns on them, but they produce a lot of fruit. So I put it over in the corner here so that the thorns, so that the kids can kind of stay, and the animals can hopefully stay away from the thorns. Because they can get pretty brutal. But so I bought this at a nursery in Scottsdale. I was on the Living the Green Life page and looking for one, and actually a woman by the name of Maribel Sanchez, she pointed me in the direction where she had found one of these at a nursery. So I ran over there as quick as I could, and I was able to get the last one. These jujubes are becoming very popular in Arizona because they do so well in the heat. I've never eaten one, but they're super cool trees, and they grow very fast, and they're very green. So this is exciting to see both the Jujubes come back. I'm hoping in the summer that we're going to see like some amazing growth. So yeah, pretty exciting. It was really exciting to see them come back because I had planted them in the warmer parts of the year. So we'll give an update on that in the summer. All right, so we're at the Moringa tree that we have in the west part of our orchard, and this tree did pretty. It actually took the cold this year pretty well. I don't think it got as cold as last year. Last year it froze back a little bit, but this year it survived, and so I trimmed it back a little bit, and it's doing well. It's coming back pretty strong. So we've been eating the leaves. We just took off some leaves and put them in a smoothie today. So the Moringa's doing good. Another tree that I really didn't give much water to last year. It survived. I'm thinking I'm going to up the water a little bit to see if I can get a little bit more vigorous growth and some shade. So we'll go over here to the orange tree. This is a Trovita Arizona Sweet orange tree. We did a video on this when we harvested the grapefruit at the same time. This tree has only been in the lawn here maybe, I want to say about a year and a half, 2 years now. And it's done well. We got oranges off of it the second year. We got some nice oranges actually. So and it's growing very big. So I like the growth that it's been putting out. We'll do a video later on of fertilization and some of the things that I do, but I've been feeding this pretty good since January. I let off in the winter, and then like mid to late January I started feeding it again. So and it's been putting out a lot of new growth and dropping some of the old leaves that it had, but it's looking pretty good. It's doing well. So considering that we got 8 to 10 oranges off of it the second year, I'm excited for what the future holds. And this is on a standard rootstock, so these trees can get 20-25 feet tall, and that's what I would like it to do, because I'd like it to add some shade to the yard and give us a ton of oranges. I want so many oranges that we don't know what to do with them. So all right, and we'll go over to the finish this up over with their almond tree, and then we'll get you guys out. So Kona knew that we were going over to the almond tree, so she just wanted to show her face and do her thing. So she always seems to end up in the video somehow. She loves it. So anyway, this is our almond tree. I love the growth on this tree. If you can see how big it is already, I trimmed it back. I did a video on this one in the winter on pruning, and so I pruned this back pretty good. And I mean, this thing just keeps coming back stronger and stronger. This is on the rootstock from RSI, and it's been a vigorous grower, but we haven't really had a ton of almonds off of this. We've only gotten a few here and there. I think we got six or seven almonds on it last year. It started flowering this year, and we have some almonds on it, but honestly, I think we're gonna end up with about 6 or 7 almonds again this year. If you can pan in, there's an almond right here. So I think my daughter ate most of them. You ate most of them, right, Savannah?
Yeah, I think so.
And she said they were really good, but we just don't get the production out of this tree. And if you do some research on these all-in-one almonds, they need chill hours, a little bit more chill hours than sometimes we get here in Arizona. So I think that might be the problem. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this tree, but I love it as an ornamental tree so much that I probably won't. I'm probably not going to rip it out, even if it doesn't give us a ton of production, because it's just such a cool looking tree. And I mean, it's to the point where it's adding shade to the patio too. So yeah, it's a neat tree. I don't know if you guys wanted to get a ton of production out of almonds. I don't think this would be the one that you'd want to plant. It's supposed to be self-fertile, but it's just not giving us the almonds we want. If anybody's had better luck with them, please post below and let us know what you're doing to get almonds. But still a really neat tree to have in your yard if you have the space to put it in. So thanks for joining us. We'll try and do either a summer or fall video, just giving you an update on how everything's doing. But pretty happy with the progress we've made this last year, other than losing the nectarine tree. That was really hard to do. It's hard to when you lose a tree and it dies after all the hard work. But we'll give you updates on the mulberries and the jujubes and the figs, and the pomegranate looks like it's just gonna be an awesome tree this year. So we'll follow up with another video, but until then, thanks for watching.